Thanks for calling in. So the show's called Wayne. It's on Amazon Prime, and it is fantastic. Now, Suzette, you cut an episode of it?
Yes, I watched the first episode, and at first I was like, what is this? It was so weird. Just that part where he's in his room having a little mosh pit by himself.
Yeah.
When the girl told him she liked to rap, and then he put like rock.
Yeah.
I was like, what is this? It was so weird that like everything he was doing, I was like, what are you doing, dude? You're just standing there waiting to get beat up. But then at the end of the episode, it kind of explained everything that he was doing, why he was doing that. And the way it ended, I'm like, okay, I want to see more.
So you finished episode 1.
Yeah, I completed it.
Okay, now Kyle, did you get into Wayne?
I'm at the end of episode 3.
Dang. That's why I waited to go to you after because I knew you had something. You're further along than I am.
You need
And
like
I
a
started
head
this show
start.
3 days ago. Do you like it?
Tell us to watch
I know,
the show.
but you had
I
like
trust
this.
you.
She had this like superhuman TV watching powers.
You're like, I'm done.
Is it good? I mean, do you
I
like it?
love Wayne. I
knew it.
love him. And his little girlfriend Dell, like them
Yeah.
together are like I think they're one of like the cutest couples on TV.
Oh, I'm so happy.
I think like you are confused at first because you're like, who is this punk kid like walking around starting fights? And then you get to know his history and why he is the way he is, and you just fall in love with him. And I feel like the show is a mix between Shameless and Dexter.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Because
I got that vibe of
the
Shameless, too.
yeah, because it's like this kind of punk kid that like he hasn't been dealt the greatest hand, but you're rooting for him even though he does stuff that's kind of messed up. You
Because
know?
deep down, he's good.
Yeah, and that's the same thing with like Dexter is like he's killing people, but you root for
Right.
him.
You know what's
Because
funny?
he's doing it to bad people.
It's like this is a TV show and they're not real people. But like I want to go home and tell Wayne that Kyle likes him. Like, I'm all excited because when I saw the show, I was like, this is good, and then I got in the second episode like, this is really good. Like all of a sudden I didn't want to turn it off last night, but I was
Yeah.
like, it was 9:00 and I was like, I gotta go to sleep. I go, but God, this is good. Like when the part where he was playing that game with a knife,
Yeah.
and then the girl walks in with a chainsaw and throws the chainsaw and it cuts off the guy's foot, and then it hits the gun hits the lava lamp, and the lava lamp explodes and hits the girl in the face. Like I'm like, what? Oh, you're not that far.
I'm not that far.
No,
It's
that's
incredible.
like the third episode.
Yeah, and then I think the guy that plays Wayne is like a potential to be like a great actor.
Yeah.
like
for
he's
sure,
really
for
good.
And I love how they have one of the bad guys in the show is the mayhem guy.
That
from
took
those
me till
commercials.
last night to figure out who that guy was. The girl's
from
dad.
Allstate?
Yeah.
Yes. I was like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm like, where do I know that guy? Where do I know that guy from? And then finally last night I'm like, oh my God, but I was like, that's the State Farm guy. No, wait. That's the so-and-so guy. No, wait. No, that. And I'm like, he's one of the insurance guys.
Yeah.
He's the one that's always like, I'm your mom. And he's on the windshield of the car.
Mayhem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's like, but what? It's Allstate?
I don't know.
I
Okay.
think so.
Because there's the guy, there's a guy that's always the president. You know, that guy.
Dennis Haysbert.
Yeah. Isn't he the Allstate guy?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Or,
I think he's Allstate. You're in good hands.
and then you have the guy from Whiplash. He's the farmers. We are farmers. And then, so maybe they have 2 Allstate guys? I don't know. But
Then
I
there's
know.
Geico and Progressive. They've got a lot of commercials too.
That's
Yeah,
true.
it's neither one of them though.
Anyway, so the TV show is
Either way.
called Wayne. I'm so glad you
On
like
Amazon
it.
Prime.
Yeah, such a good
They're
show.
such cuties,
Now,
too.
has
I
anyone in here
know.
seen Holiday yet?
Started watching it a little bit with my daughter, but she really was into it, and I fell asleep.
Okay, because I didn't.
hear a lot about it.
I watched the commercial for it when it first dropped, right? And it stars Emma Roberts, and she's on the cover of Vogue. By the way, did you see that? Like she's pregnant on Vogue. She's the first person to ever be pregnant on the cover of Vogue, which I thought they did that a long time ago,
Yeah,
but maybe
me
not.
too.
But anyway, so I watched the trailer when it first came out, and I was going to commit to it, but I thought, to me, I have this thing when I watch a commercial for a movie, when they show too much, it makes me feel like it's not a good movie. They're giving you too much, right? But I saw a scene from it on TikTok that made me want to watch it, but I thought I'd bounce it off of you guys. And here's the scene. It's Emma Roberts fighting with her boyfriend or whatever, or her friend, who's this Australian guy, and they're fighting in the grocery store. And I don't know what exactly the fight's about, but he's like, you know what? You don't take chances in life. If Ryan Gosling was to ask you out in a grocery store, you'd be like, you wouldn't go out with him. And she's like, I would too go out with him. I would too. And she's like, no, you wouldn't. And first of all, and the guy walks away, right? And she's like, first of all, Ryan Gosling would never do his own shopping in a grocery store. And behind her, blurred out, but then cleared, Ryan Gosling is shopping. Is actually grocery shopping behind her. And as far as I know, never says a word. They don't acknowledge it. You just see Ryan Gosling shopping.
that's funny.
And that made me
That's a good movie.
want to like that movie.
Yeah.
I'm like, if they do that, that looks like a good movie. Because who had the balls to pitch Ryan Gosling that scene? You watch it on a movie, but you're not the star. You're not going to have any words. We just want you pulling
You're
out a
an
gallon
extra.
of milk. Yeah, you're an extra.
Don't you think though Netflix in general has long previews for their shows? They're always 2
Yeah,
or
not
3
they are a
minutes.
little
Not
bit
a lot of time.
longer. Like a
Sometimes-
minute or two. I think that's a long
Sometimes Netflix will just pull a short scene. It'll just be a scene. It won't even be a collage of scenes. But for this, I was like, this is too long.
Yeah,
to me, it doesn't look like it's gonna
You
be
know
good.
they're going to be set up as friends, and they're going to.
there's the whole movie.
Yeah,
They show you the whole movie. That's why I was like,
My
I
kid,
saw a preview that I thought was interesting. And John Jay, you mentioned your sister was watching it, and it looks like it's going to be really cute. It's called Dash and Lily.
Yeah, she loves it. It's one of the top 10 on Netflix.
It looks so cute.
Her and her kids love that series. I don't know what it's about yet. I was going to take a
Well,
look
in
at
the
it over the weekend.
preview, it's basically like this girl Lily, and somehow she's communicating with a boy through a book at a bookstore, and they write each other clues to try to figure out who each other are, and they fall in love with each other by the clues and the stuff that they put each other through,
Oh, bookstore. So it's like a cute kid version of you.
but with way less killing.